Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today, we're jumping straight into something really essential, work at height safety training. We're looking specifically at material from a session held at the Maury Pillabit site.
Yeah, exactly. And our aim here is, well, to cut through the noise a bit, get right to the core, the non-negotiable stuff from that Pillabit session that really keeps people safe.
Stuff that saves lives, essentially.
That's it. It's about those critical layers of protection when you're working off the ground.
Okay, so maybe before we dive into the equipment and procedures, what exactly are we talking about when we say work at height based on these standards?
Right. Well, fundamentally, it's defined by the risk involved. Any work where a person could potentially fall a distance likely to cause injury, that's the trigger. If those safety precautions aren't nailed down, it counts.
So that risk definition itself really underlines why a whole system is needed, not just one piece of gear.
Absolutely. It confirms we need a complete interconnected system for every single task.
Okay, let's unpack that system then, starting with, I guess, the most personal bit of kit,
Yeah.
the full body harness.
Ah, yes. The harness.
But
Crucial.
the training talks about mastery, not just wearing it. What does that actually mean on the job?
Well, it's way more than just, clicking the buckles. Mastery means proper inspection, knowing what to look for, correct fitting, which is often done wrong, and critically, understanding how to connect that lifeline properly to a certified anchor point.
Right, because the harness itself doesn't stop the fall if it's not hooked up to something solid.
Exactly. It's useless otherwise. It
Yeah.
needs that reliable fall protection system to connect to.
Which brings us to the next point, the structure itself, the system integrity. How did this Pillabit training connect things like, say, scaffolds to the overall fall protection plan?
It treated them with the same level of seriousness as the harness. The training really hammered home that the whole safety chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So that's why things like the mandatory inspection, and crucially, the tagging of scaffolds isn't just paperwork. It's proactive. It's about catching a potential failure before it happens. If that tag isn't there or isn't current, work stops, period.
Okay, so we've got the personal gear, the harness, and the structural integrity, the access points. But even with perfect equipment, things can still go wrong without the right procedures, right? Supervision.
Absolutely. And that's the next layer. We shift from the hardware, the physical stuff, to the managed process.
Yeah.
This is where the permit to work system and strict supervision requirements come in.
The permit. What does that actually guarantee? Is it just bureaucracy?
Not at all. Or it shouldn't be. It guarantees due diligence has been done. A proper permit means someone has formally assessed the hazards for that specific job, put control measures in place, and assigned trained supervisors to actively monitor the work before anyone even leaves the ground.
So it formalizes the whole safety plan for that specific task.
Precisely. It makes that commitment concrete.
Okay, that's the prep phase sorted. But let's face it, sometimes the worst happens. Systems might fail, someone falls and is suspended. Time is absolutely critical then. What did the training say about the ultimate safety net, the rescue plan?
Ah, yes. Emergency rescue. It stressed the absolute non-negotiable need for detailed emergency rescue procedures. This is not, an afterthought. It can't be.
Why so critical?
Because a worker hanging in a harness, even if the fall is stopped, faces serious medical danger. Suspension trauma is real. It requires incredibly rapid retrieval. So knowing how to get that person down safely and quickly, it's just as vital as preventing the fall in the first
The
place.
speed of response is key.
It determines the outcome. It's the difference between an incident and a tragedy.
So looking back at the Pillabit training, it really built safety on three main pillars, didn't it? You've got the equipment mastery, using the harness right, connecting it properly, then the systemic side inspections, tags, the permits, the supervision, and finally that crucial rescue readiness, just in case.
That sums it up perfectly. And that's the core message, really. This training highlights the gap between just, ticking boxes for compliance and actually managing the risk to protect people. Knowing this stuff is vital, but it only works if it's practiced consistently, every single time.
Which leads to a final thought, something for you, our listener, to think about. We talked about needing supervision, needing that permit to work system. Now, if those emergency rescue procedures actually have to be used, what does that tell you? What specific failure in supervision, maybe in equipment checks or maybe in following that permit must have already happened for a rescue to even be necessary? Worth considering that chain of events.